I'm here at the NRA National Firearms Museum with Phil Schreier, Senior Curator of the museum. And Phil, an exciting time here. You've just opened up Theodore Roosevelt, Trappings of an Icon, a special exhibit here in conjunction with the Roosevelt estate and some things you have here. Tell us, first of all, what the exhibit's all about. How did it happen?
Well, John, thanks again for having us on the show. We've been very fortunate to have a close relationship with the National Park Service, and in particular, Sagamore Hill National Historic Site. And the Chief of Cultural Resources, Amy Verone, asked us last December if we would be interested in taking some of the items from Sagamore Hill on loan while they closed the house, which was built in 1885, to the public so that they could renovate it, bring it up to modern HVAC and climate control standards, befitting of a real museum. And we were only too happy because, well, this room behind us we designed in 1993 to be exactly like the Sagamore Hill Library.
Wow.
So
how great is that?
It's wonderful.
An opportunity, a wonderful opportunity, and it's coming together. You're rolling all the pieces out. We got a preview, which was great upstairs in the secret room. It's great to see it coming down here, all coming together. And there's some special display cases as well. Why don't you tell us about this one?
Well, John, this is the first one you see on entering the room. It's the title of the full exhibit is Theodore Roosevelt, Trappings of an Icon, the Oval Office of the Summer White House, 1902 to 1908. It's quite a mouthful. But basically it tells you about the life of Theodore Roosevelt and one of the three themes that we outlined: hunter, statesman, soldier. And in this case we have two firearms from his hunting career. An 1886 Winchester. It's called the tennis match gun. Because he used the money from winning a tennis match to buy this gun.
Oh.
And it's got deluxe hand-checkered wood, pistol grip. It's got a half-round, half-octagon barrel, button magazine, shotgun butt plate, fancy wood, and beautiful deluxe color case hardening. And now I say to a lot of people, this is one of his favorite Winchesters.
That's beautiful.
But it looks brand new, and they say, how could it be his favorite? Because it looks like it was never used. Well, we know from factory records that the president sent this back to Winchester 5 times to be refinished and fixed and made to look better again. And when the address on the return label says the White House, you put extra special care into what you're doing.
And you're not going to lose that package either.
No.
We lost your package, President.
That's why it looks so good. Now the gun below it is a Winchester, not model 94, but it has a neat appendage on the end of it. That's a Maxim silencer.
Wow.
And that was actually a favorite of his. Archie Roosevelt wrote that his father liked to shoot varmints around Oyster Bay so he wouldn't disturb the Tiffany's and the Vanderbilts and the DuPonts that lived nearby.
Excellent. How considerate of him.
Yeah.
He told me he used to ride around in the state on horseback and just shooting varmints.
It was quite a life to be.
You think nowadays I'm on Oyster Bay, Long Island, and there's a guy on a horse running around with a shotgun.
Yeah, that won't
Those
attract
were
any
different
attention.
times.
That's true.
And great as well with the other cases and the exhibit here. Great photography here. Tell us how those pictures reinforce the theme there. You've got
Well,
some pretty
we're
great
very
ones there.
fortunate. The photography that supports us is actually from the Theodore Roosevelt collection at the Harvard College Library in Massachusetts. Theodore Roosevelt doesn't have an official presidential library like we know, let's say the Reagan Library.
or Nixon, yes.
Right. Well, those libraries are administered by private foundations and then the property of the National Archives.
Oh, okay.
So they're official government repositories for the papers of a certain, president.
Right.
That only goes back to Hoover, I believe, maybe Coolidge, but not anybody before Harding. The Woodrow Wilson House in Stanton, Virginia is considered his unofficial library, and the Sagamore Hill is considered, Theodore Roosevelt's home,
Right.
but Harvard College has his library of papers and photographs. There are hundreds, tens of thousands of photographs at Harvard College Library, and so we sourced all of the photographs in this exhibit through Harvard.
Hunter,
Statesman, soldier.
there you go. That really says it well about Theodore Roosevelt. Wonderful. So it's Theodore Roosevelt, Trappings of an Icon here at the National Firearms Museum. Get here and see it, or tell us how we can see it here or see it virtually, Phil.
Well, you can visit us if you're coming down Interstate 66 outside of Washington, D.C. We're in Fairfax, Virginia, off of Interstate 66 at exit 57A. If you can't, coming off the interstate, there's parking involved. It's free, there's plenty of it, and the admission to the museum is free as well. So if you can't visit us off the interstate, visit us on the internet, which is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, at nramuseum.com.
Excellent, Phil. Thank you so much. Excited. We have more of this to come to share these wonderful treasures here with folks both here at the museum and online. Thanks, Phil Schreier, for another wonderful segment of the Curator's Corner.
And thank you, John.